you. So, good morning, good morning, good morning, right here on Clubhouse. Good morning on Facebook. Good morning on YouTube. And good morning on F2G Radio. I'm sorry, F2GRadio.net. I am going to not mess that up again. F2GRadio.net. So excited to have you on with us. Excited to be back with you all one more time. Oh my gosh, this is just a lot for me to handle this morning. I am too excited to be back. I am Tanil. I'm the vessel that God is choosing to speak with you this morning, and I'm so excited to be your host and influencer for today. This morning, we are talking about Christian dating, and so I'm excited to be on to talk to those who pop on and have a discussion with you all about it as well. If you're jumping on with us on any of our platforms, go ahead and let us know where you're from. Just do a quick check-in. Where are you sending us messages from, or how are you talking to us? Just be excited about having a new day. And I'm excited about you being on. So let's go ahead and get started in prayer. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for blessing us one more time and one more day. We thank you for allowing us to think outside of the box today and to be able to speak clearly and freely about what we want to talk about on today and our topic today. We ask that you cover over us, God, and keep us all safe from all hurt, harm, or danger. And then we ask you, oh Father God, to cover over our minds, our bodies, and our spirits to be able to go forward in you. In Jesus' name, amen. Hey, y'all, hey. That's what I got for y'all. Hey, y'all, hey. Listen, if you've never been able to pray, go ahead and get connected with us because we pray every morning on the show. And so we want you to connect in with the prayer there. If you need to send us a prayer request, you can do that right here on the radio station at our number 872-253-9309. And we are excited to be on. We're asking you right now to go ahead and ping if you're on Clubhouse. Go ahead and share if you're on YouTube or Facebook. And if you're on a radio station, go ahead and screenshot and send it over or share the station to somebody else. But invite 5 or more people over to enjoy the service which you are join this broadcast with you, the service. I am still having church moment because church was good Sunday. It was really good. And that's because, our pastor, I go to Our Nation's Aurora, and Pastor Talent was preaching real good about what we needed to be looking forward to as far as being in church and being connected to the house and what we're going to be doing going forward. So the message was good in itself. It just was, for me, a time for us to get together. And one of the things that they were talking about was getting social and being around other people. And I got an opportunity to do that. So I was excited about that as well. But here we are this morning talking about Christian dating. And so I was thinking we need to have something like a speed dating situation, or an excitement of something that's about speed dating or dating as Christians, and have a conversation about it as well, because a lot of people don't know how to do that. I, for one, am one that would love to ask questions to somebody else about Christian dating, because everybody has their own way of doing things, and so it's just interesting to hear somebody else's take on dating, especially when you're a Christian. So yes, let's go. I said, now I put it up here that we were talking about speeding, and I'm just too excited to be back on with you all one more time. Just excited. So let's sit here and go through, let's see, all these different ways of doing this show. I'm so excited today. I really just want to play another replay out just to be able to get some stuff going, because I wanted to put on more information about this topic, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen for me. I'm just saying, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Oh, here we go. Alright, so if you're on and you are checking in with us, please drop your name, say hi. Make sure you're talking to us. Remember that you are on with F2GRadio.net, as well as Faithful to God Network, that's on YouTube, and also you are on with F2G.network on Clubhouse, okay, and F2G.radio on Facebook. Facebook. So I am truly stoked to have you on and be on with us. So we are talking today about Christian dating and what we can go about doing that to make dating life a little bit easier, and then also as well to just talk about life. That's what we're doing today, just talking about life. So we will be back with you in just a moment to do just that. All right, we are back. We are back. We are back. I'm too excited to have y'all back with us one more time. Excited to talk to you all about what's going on. And please feel free to go ahead and use your comment section and your chat section. I love that part of life, to be able to see and hear what you're talking about, what you're thinking of. If you're not able to be on with us live on Clubhouse and talk to us directly, go ahead and drop your comments in the comment section, and let's get this conversation going. So this is going to be a to the point conversation. If we don't have others, come on, y'all know what I do. We have the conversation and we chat off. But I'm excited to be on to even be able to share with you all today. So let's talk a little bit about whether or not Christians should be dating. Yes. The Bible tells us to be fruitful and multiply. The Bible tells us that we are not supposed to live our lives alone. So yes, why wouldn't we date? Why wouldn't we get out there and talk to other people about our lives and what we're doing? Why wouldn't we share our time with somebody else? Why would we be lonely all the time? That's not something that we should be doing. That's not what God intended for us to do. I know that the Bible doesn't talk about boyfriend, girlfriend. It talks about husband and wife, but you gotta get there, right? You gotta be able to explore outside of what your norm is. I mean, for me, that's outside of my norm. I'm used to being able to get up and just do what I need to do for me and move on. But that's not what God intended for me to do. Is not to live my life alone. I am not intended to be by myself. I mean, seriously, I know that. I know that I'm not intended to be single forever. That's just not it. I've tried to date the other ways, and it didn't work out. So I'm doing what what's his name, Pastor Furt said. I'm asking that question, like, what's the intention here? Because I tried to do it other ways, so I won't be doing it that way anymore. I'm trying to date with an intention. I'm trying to date with something in mind that's going to grow. I'm trying to date towards something. I'm not just dating just to be dating, right? So even if you decide that that's what you want to do, That's fine too. If you want to date just to be dating and you have no intention of getting married, make sure that you say that up front and that people know that beforehand. That way you're not getting caught up with other people's idea of what your relationship is supposed to be like, and you're not giving that. You don't look like you just intentionally try not to step in to do things, So you want to stay focused in on what you're trying to do in a relationship. And I'm going to check and see who we have on with us and see if we can get some questions here. Checking in. All right. See what we got going. So, one of the things I want to make sure that we're always doing is paying attention to what we say and how we say it to each other, how we present ourselves as grown-ups and how we live our lives. Now, some people will say, no, you're not supposed to be dating, or, that you're not supposed to go. How are you supposed to find your husband or wife if you don't date? I need for you to tell me that. If you don't date at all, how are you supposed to find that? Like, people say, great day, Kelly. You over there. I was just about to send you a message. Come on, Clubhouse. So, I'm sitting up there going, oh my gosh, how you not supposed to date how you supposed to find your soulmate, your husband or wife, if you are not dating at all? How are you supposed to get out there? Now, these people over here that's in my life, be coming from my head, because at first I was like, I'm not putting myself out there. I'm not going to be in nobody's face like that. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. Not supposed to be up here like flashing myself out there like I'm a piece of meat. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. No. But then I'm like, okay, I understand the reason of people seeing you, the purpose of somebody seeing you. I get that. I understand why it is that they want me to be in a place where I'm able to be seen by someone, and that people understand who I am, in this scene. That I'm not just out here, just like, oh yeah, I'm waiting on God to send me my husband, because that's what I sound like out there first. I'm waiting on God to send me my husband, and he'll know me when he see me, because that's the way I was taught. But seriously, I understand once again that the Bible does not say boyfriend and girlfriend, but it says husband and wife. My thing though is you gotta get there. And so I had to come out of my shell of not being stuck in a place to be able to get to where I'm supposed to get to. And now that I've been joined over here by Kelly Webb, I am utilizing the space to pull her in. And hopefully a couple of other people that I'm thinking about pop on here this morning, because this ought to be interesting. So Kelly Webb, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You say you can't hear. Hold on one second.
Can you hear me?
Oh, can you hear me now?
No, I can't hear on my iPad.
Okay, well, I was muted over on here, so now that I see that I wasn't being heard, I kind of feel bad, because I've just been talking to Clubhouse, and so they've been hearing nothing but the music break. But now we're here. So, we just going to keep moving forward, because that's what I do.
Right. Exactly. That's so crazy. Like, I have to hear you talking through the phone to know what you're saying. Okay, wait, I'm about to jump off and jump back
I was going to say jump off and jump back in, because I am unmuted and it should be clear now. Yeah. But y'all, so talking about what is going on in my life and how life is going for me, I have dated in those scenes where everything was bad, everything seemed wrong, everything was upsetting to me. Everything for me was upsetting because I was dating the wrong people. You start dating people and you think you know them, or you think that they care about you, and then you find out nope, they don't. They do not. Okay, that is not what's happening here. That is not the truth. I don't know how else you're supposed to say it. That ain't it. They don't care about moving forward with you. It's just convenience. And I learned that for some people, I was convenient. And that is not the life that I want to live as a Christian woman trying to date. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to be that person for you. I am literally looking for a relationship that I can have an outcome for, and that be able to have a true relationship with somebody and not be stuck in a place called stuck in a relationship. You don't want your head hurting. You do not want your head hurting. At some point, you just gotta be like, no, I really want to be here with you. I want to be part of your life and you be part of mine. I want to help you grow and you help me grow. I want to be here in life and hopefully in love with you. I want to move forward in everything that I'm doing and not get stuck there. Because why am I sitting here looking at the back of your head every time a holiday come around? Because you got another woman or wife somewhere. I'm just saying. That's pretty much what it is. So at this point, I need to make sure that whatever I'm doing or whoever I'm dating, first of all, is open to be able to date, that they are not married, that they are in an understanding of a relationship, even if they are dating, because it's okay to date several people. I never would say don't date more than one person. I've heard pastors say it's okay to date several people because you're learning yourself and you're learning other people. Okay, it's not that you just out here just sleeping with everything up under the sun. There's a difference between dating somebody, courtship with somebody, and being bed buddies. I'm just saying, there is, definitely is. Hey Kelly, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So I want to ask you, Miss Kelly. Well, first of all, I'd say good morning. So making sure I spoke. I want to ask you this morning, like, what is it that you think, as far as dating? Now, I say the topic is Christian dating today, but I mean, I know that you have a background about dating that is not as different as what I think it should be, because we talk about courtship and moving on to the next levels to be able to live a life that works out for you when it comes to dating. So being able to set it up where you're not out here just doing whatever without going into deep details. How do you feel about Christians dating without intent?
Huh. Okay. Yes.
It was the no you didn't, huh, for me.
Yeah, you're right, because it's different with how I say it. And of course you know why. But nah, we're not doing that though. we're not doing that. For me, I don't date. I don't believe in dating. Hanging out or being friends, I guess is what they would consider dating. But having that cordial conversation is, the form of I guess dating. But for me, it's like, I'm not dating you. I'm if you want to get to know me in any other light, then it's courtship, bruh. Because you're not about to be getting to know me, her, and her. But if we just cool, hey, go as you may. But when you say, no, I'm interested, that's courtship. And we go move accordingly.
Okay. So the difference between courtship and dating. Some people think that dating is the same thing as courtship. It's like, oh, if we're exclusively dating, then we're courting. Yeah, but it's still not courting, because courting is courting with the intent to marry
Exactly.
somebody. That's dating with the intent, making sure that it's already known that at the end of this courtship, we plan to be husband and wife. And so we got about a year sometimes to date, or 6 months to date. I don't believe that anybody should date for a year. After 3 months, you know whether or not you want to be with somebody. Literally, for me, after a couple of weeks, I know if I want to be with you.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
just like, oh, I'm prolonging this thing for so long, because why am I spending a year of my life with you if I don't like you? After 2 weeks, I knew this. I knew I ain't like you. I don't like the way you chew. I don't like that you I don't like that you yell at me every time you talk to me. It's like you hollering. I don't like that you draw attention to me out in the restaurants. I don't like none of that. I knew that 2 weeks after, because we done been to the restaurant a couple times by now. I done seen you do this a couple times by now. So I know by now. I know that I need to be saying no, 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 no. This ain't gonna work for me, right?
Right.
And that alleviates wasting time, because I'm not gonna get to love that about you. If I don't like it, and I know I don't like it, I'm not gonna turn around and be like, you know what, it's okay, I can work with that. No, I'm not. Nope. I got a friend that chews with his mouth open. I will not go to dinner with him because of that.
You know, I mean, and it's not that I've hidden it, for a fact, like, um, coming from what we were taught, and not necessarily all of what we were taught at the mosque, but the minister used to always tell us that for a man, he can only show his representative for less than 90 days. A lot of times he can't show it past 45 days. So you might meet somebody, and I say a woman is the same way. They go show you what you want to see, but the reality of who they really are is always gonna come to the surface in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
After so many days, so you can I mean, because let's be honest, those first date, second date, or whatever, time together, even when it's courtship, we we have courtship with chaperones. It's not all the time that it's not that immediate. You just go out together, because at the end of the day, we are human. And if you ain't been with somebody in a long time, you have moments that you can slip up. So it's courtship or chaperone, but of course it's not the whole time. But those chaperone times, you are possibly meeting that representative of that person. A lot of times, people aren't gonna have somebody that's like you, or even like me, that they immediately feel themselves on that first day. Sometimes it's like, I don't know this person, so I'm gonna try to be this way to see how they act. But that's your representative. It's only so long as you're gonna be able to reveal that. And after 30 to 45 days, you're gonna get tired of putting up that facade.
And you're gonna forget.
And you're gonna forget. You're gonna forget what you've done. You're gonna forget what you said. So the real you is gonna show face. So within that 60 to 90 days, yeah, you go already know. You go already know. And for the longest, it's like we were saying, for a woman, she gonna know within the first 2 or 3 days. Nah, you ain't it. Right, or I can tell that something is missing. I can feel something is off. And you're right. So
yeah, that part for me is different. It's like you're showing who you created to impress the person. But my thing was, half of the time when you get the date, they saw the real you in the beginning, because you weren't paying them no attention most of the time. It's like, I was just being me, and you caught me being me, and that's what attracted you to me. But typically. We go into this mode of trying to put up a facade. And for what? I'm like, I'm not good enough for my as being myself, but that comes from like low self-esteem too. When you start putting up facades because you're looking back then on what somebody else might have said about you, had said that you couldn't be or didn't know to be, and you start changing. Because I know I did it. I would change instantly. I would be doing all this loud talking and stuff, and then all of a sudden, when it comes to somebody approaching me or something, I get real quiet because I'm an introvert who's okay with being an extrovert when I need to be. So then it would be like, oh, I'm quiet and I'm listening. I had somebody ask me, was I okay? Somebody asked me, was I a virgin because I was quiet? I'm like, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah.
Mind you, I was younger, but I was like, I ain't acting that bad, am I? Yeah, I was. Because I was in my little shell. But then when I came out, it was like, oh, wait. And this one right here got a mouth. Yep. I got a mouth and I know how to use one. I will say. So then you're not showing that same thing as you normally would. You are letting all that go and being you 110%. And then it's just like, hey, this is me, and experience me as I am. And then it's, oh, that's not who I thought you were. That's not what I wanted. So I stopped doing that. I'm like, let me just be me 110% all the time. So you cannot be shocked when I come out even more on that 200%. I need you to know what you're dealing with so you don't run away.
That's true though.
So you have to make sure that you are yourself. You want to keep yourself up. Y'all, I am pushing through this show today. I am tired. But
feel bad. I am too. But
yes.
I got your back. We could do this.
Yes. So, even in this, I want to make sure that we understand what we're supposed to do. As Christian people, we should be setting ourselves up to maintain our. Can you mute? Kelly? You are muted. I hear everything.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. You want to make sure that you're setting yourself up to be successful in any relationship. So you want to come knowing who you are and knowing your life and knowing how you're going to live your life, understanding what your boundaries are. So let's talk about the boundaries part of this. What type of boundaries should we set up as Christian women when we're dating men? Like, I know that we should be asking questions and finding out more about them, but there's some boundaries that we need to set up and express in the beginning. So I would say that one of the things that we should express in the beginning is, I am not sexually active and I will not be having sex with you before marriage.
That part. I was supposed to say that one.
Yeah, I'm like, let's just get that out the way. Because that right there, ladies, would let them know, and it's either going to keep them around or let them go. They're going to be like, oh, that's our exit. And don't be upset. Say, okay, thank you. It's been real nice. Thank you. Why? Because what you trying to do? You got to know what it is, what your intentions is with people, and what you want people's intentions to be with you. So what do you think about that, Kelly?
Girl, now I'm playing with the mute button. No, that's true. I feel like not only the letting them know what you're not gonna be sexually active with them, but put a limit on all of it. If you don't want to be the one that's don't grab on me, don't touch on me like this, and we gonna keep it like this, and it's okay to hold hand. Like, put your boundaries up immediately, and let it be focused, because the thing is, you don't want it to turn. You want to make sure that they're not interested in you because of what they can see. You want to make sure that they're getting to know who you are. So you have to immediately put your boundaries up, put your rules out there. And I hate to really say it like that, because a lot of people be like, you can't have. Yes, you can, because that's how you protect yourself. Right. If you don't want it to be a situation of you drive or they drive and you feel like you stuck, you have to put everything that your do's and don'ts. Just like I'm sure they have do's and don'ts too. Sometimes dudes just don't matter, though they don't say it.
Right, don't do this. They just looking for their do's and don'ts. They not expressing them, but they are definitely looking for them. Is she gonna do this? Are we out here? Is she gonna do that? Why are we out here? Is she gonna stop talking to me and deal with somebody else while they out here and act like I'm not sitting here? You gotta be ready for all of that because people do that. They don't know, or they are too caught up in who they are to worry about what your feelings are. And men are trying to see if you're attentive. That's one of the things that I know for sure a man is looking for. Is she attentive and do she got brains? Is she
Exactly. People be thinking that, like, and I mean, it's sad to say, but they sit there and they'll ask, or you'll hear a lot of guys saying stuff like, no, I deal with this person because they pay attention, or I left this person because they no longer seem like they even cared that I was there.
Mhm.
And some females will look at that situation and be like, well, that's what we always saying.
Right.
We always trying to figure out, are we even a blip on your radar? What's going on? But guys are, I think sometimes they might be worse because, they'll say something like, especially if it's a woman that's got a business or she's independent on that aspect. Well, you so independent, what do you need me for?
Right.
So they want to make sure that they even have a place, or you even have a space for them. Like a dude want to feel appreciated and wanted too, just like we do. But all of those things need to be said beforehand. What are your expectations in this? What are you looking for? What have you been through? That's the question I'm going to ask. What have you been through that can become an issue for us?
Yeah. And what are some of the things that you have to endure? Like you said, been through, but what did you have to endure? Because certain people don't like to deal with certain things, and one of the things is I don't want to have to deal with you calling your baby daddy all the time for everything. If you don't think I can handle it, why are you with me? I want you to be able to talk to me. I want you to be able to say that you with me and be okay with being with me. I don't want you to feel like you need to go find somebody else when it's time for you to get your car fixed. Know that I'm right here. I want to be that person that's here for you. Also, like I've had guys tell me, you act like you don't need nobody. Well, my mindset, because I've been alone so long, has always been I don't need you, but I want you.
Right, I've had that one too.
And when they say you act like you don't need nobody, but I am clear about that, but I want you. Whether I act like I don't need anybody is because I've had to not need anybody for years. So now I'm at the state of, but I want you. So I will let it be known. Like, it's not like I just don't want you, dude. It's literally because that's the way I learned how to be by myself. Was I don't need anybody. I can just do it. And as bad as that is, it does seem bad for some men because they need to be needed. It's like make them feel like they worth being around you. What am I with you for if I can't do nothing for you at all? So I was like, okay, let me adjust this because I want to affirm my brothers that I want you around. I mean, I could take out the garbage myself if I wanted to. I can fix on this car if I wanted to by myself. I can put in my own light bulb. I can go ahead and walk myself to the car and just have my piece out. I can, I don't need to have you with me. It's amazing to have you around though. And to let you do those things. Yes, please carry forth. I do not need to take your role. Not away from you. Go ahead and do that. Yay me.
Not yay, me.
Amen.
But no, that's real. You know, my daddy, my bonus dad made sure that I knew how to do a lot of things just in case. His reason was, if you ever stuck on the side of the road, I don't want you having to sit there and wait on nobody or put yourself in a
Right.
position to get hurt.
Yeah.
Um, do what you need to do, and if it's something that you can't do in the process, call me. But in the process, just stay safe. Um, I'll be honest, my ex-husband, he even taught me certain things pertaining to the car that I may have forgotten. Hey, if anything happened and you out there and I can't get to you quick enough, you need to know how to do this, this, and this. Like he taught me how we used to say ninja rig some stuff. My
Right.
daddy didn't teach me the ninja rigging. He taught me the real stuff. Ex-husband
Right.
taught me how to ninja rig it. So I was like, okay. But, keep that good duct tape in your car. I mean, you never
Yes.
know.
Oh, a good hanger, girl.
Them good hangers, you like your kids in the car, that's how you do it, you know. But it's certain things that you just, I think it's certain things regardless of if it's somebody there, if it's somebody coming into your life, that you as a woman need to know anyway. You know, it's another form of our self-defense because we not always go be with somebody,
Right.
but you can't feel intimidated because we know these things either.
That part. Like, don't feel like just because I know means that you are less than and not needed, bro. I need you. I don't want to do those things. How about that? I don't wanna check my own oil. Yes, I know how to put the stick in there and dip it and check it and look at the oil stick. I know that part, but I want to see you do it. And when you do it, I'm gonna act like I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you got it. Make it
Right.
sound like it's gonna sound real good coming from over here. Just like, oh, okay. You just make them feel real special when they doing it. Like, oh, I understand that I know how to do this. Like, and you knew I knew how to do it too because we talked about it. But in the process of it, I didn't make you feel less than. I wasn't like, oh, I could have did that myself. No, if even if it's the little things that you need to do, and it makes you feel good about that, I'm gonna make sure that you feel good about yourself while you with me. But I'm not gonna put myself in a compromising situation either. That I sit in a dark space, trying to reach you because that's what you wanted was for me to call you whenever anything happened. No, I got stuff to do. I need
Yeah, that's putting you in a compromising position
yes,
of just sitting because let's be real, people watching. I don't care what nobody say. If somebody see that you stuck and you not able to do nothing on your own, that puts you in a very, very bad position to
yeah,
be walked up on, walked up to. They think that they got an easy target, aka target. I'll put it that way.
right.
Nah, I'm gonna let you know. I'm that chick that can pop that hood, check around my back, do what I need to do, drop that hood, and start that joint up through there. I'm out.
Baby, and drop you. I don't need you to come to my aid all the time either for every little thing. That's not
Exactly.
what
Like
I
I'm
need you
not
to do.
weak.
But I'm
I'm
not
not weak.
saying that I don't want you around. I'm saying that I just don't need you to be there for every little thing. So don't take it as this is not something I need you to do. I want you around. I want you to be there. I want you because that's what I desire, not because I need it. And I think that there needs to be an understanding there. It's like I'm not having you around just because I want you here, but I have you around because I like you. And I
Right.
think that you're a cool person to have around, and I'm not dependent on you for me to survive in life. So, y'all, let me just let y'all know that we have once again in the building with us, Mr. Brian Bird is back on the scene with us. Hey, Brian.
What's up, family? How y'all feel?
We're good. We're good. Our conversation today is Christian dating, which ought to be a
My
very
God.
interesting.
Like every time I come back on here, y'all going deeper into the fire. Like,
I love it. Listen, one of the things I ain't scared of is the fire because I heard about these brothers standing up in there and Jesus was with them.
listen. Listen, because I'm like boarding social Christian. Oh my gosh, what did I just click on? Oh my goodness.
Listen, I wanted to do it yesterday, but I was like, right now, people are actually out and about celebrating Love Day and Valentine's Day. I need to talk to these people after they are no longer right now celebrating. I want to talk to them. Because listen, your opinion is different. I want to talk to you after you didn't get the gift that you thought you should have got from him or her. I want to talk to you after you've been by yourself for the full day and you feeling some type of way. I want to talk to you about that part because this is that situation where we are talking about not being stuck when you're dating. We first started off talking about courtship and the difference between courtship and dating and dating with intent, because even though you're dating with intent, courtship is totally different. That's a whole different segment, but then we are talking about now about the parts where men need to be needed, and you pop on. I'm telling you, you be tapping
It's like
in.
you be sensing it, like they call me.
I gotta go defend the men again.
Lord have mercy.
So right now, our conversation literally is about you guys as men and us, and understanding us, wanting you to understand that it's not that we don't need you. Like, we know that there are some men out there that need to be needed, and there are some men that's okay with women being independent, but it's not that we don't need you. I mean, well, because a lot of us have grown up and been taught to be independent because we don't have a man around. Like, for myself, I'm a single woman, so I have to be able to take care of things myself in my home and things myself when I'm in the car, those sort of things. So I've learned how to do that. But it's not that I don't need you. It's that I know how to do it. So I'm not gonna be like, hey, can you do everything for me just because you're a man? I'll get out and just go up on. I've dropped transmissions before and all that stuff, and just been like, you got to do this real quick because the car needs to be fixed, that sort of thing. But my thing too is I'm real quick to let him know that, hey, I want you around. I may not need you to be here, but I do want you. It's not like I'm just saying you just for play. No, it's literally having you around because I want you to be here, and I think that should hold the same amount of weight as I need you. So what do you think?
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna need you all to get up out of the conversation I had with my prayer partner last night. This is scary, like very scary in a good way. Cause I'm like, I could have sworn I hit this last night, but I guess we just go. I'm gonna hit what I hit last night.
Listen.
So here's the thing, and this is what I believe: men that are mature in their ways and in their responsibility. We're not looking to be needed. Our desire is to be wanted. Because at the end of the day, what moves 99.9% of the men is affirmations. And we are moved because, like, hey, you see me working, you see me plowing. I understand the bills got to get paid, or in the husband way. But if we're dating, you see me being intentional about your needs. Actually, let me. I'm going too fast. Let me go backwards. Let's just start this off right. So we all hear how the women submits to the lead of the man, the men lead, but we don't really hit on how the men should submit to the need of the woman. The men, we look and search the need, or what are the needs the woman have, and so we just move in a way to say, hey, are you able to do this? Do you need help with this? We're not saying to try to take over. We are just being considerate of your emotions and your thought process and how we can be of assistance. That's the proper thinking of what a man should be doing. So for us, it's different. It's not about needing, because we understand that, hey, you are independent, because there are a lot of women who are independent now, got the CEOs, they doing their own thing, and so we're not looking like oh, you need us, or you need us to do this and do that. Like, no, we just want someone to desire us, that want us around, because at the end of the day, that's the most frustrating thing. Because it's like, I'm gonna use me as an example. My ex, I did everything right, supposedly. Like, I was there for her. She her and her sister got into a fight, went to jail. Like, I picked up her kids and her sister's kids. They spent the night. Then next day I picked them up. I bought them out because the mom sent me money. Like, I was there for them. Like, I did everything for them. And by the end of it, she tells me, "Oh, you're not. I'm a woman. You're not doing enough." And da da da. So it sounds like is you were looking for me to meet a need, and I was looking for you to say, "Hey, I just want you for me, not just because of what I can do for you." And I think that's the thing that turns a lot of men off. It's like, you know what? I'm not just a robot where you could just, hey, because you're there, go ahead and do that. Because you're there, pay my bill. Like, because you're there, do this, do that. Like, no, I want you to know, like, hey, let's have a conversation. Do you want me? Do you want me around? Do you want my input? Let's have a decent conversation, and let's respect everybody else's differences. Like, that's the most beautiful thing about being in a dating with intent or courting, is you learning each day how to respect the differences that's inside the other person. How can I meet the need? How can I not even just meet, but how can I serve the need of the other person and respect the differences that they carry? That is the most beautiful process to have, and it's not as easy, because to move in this process, you got to be selfless. You got to die to yourself. Now, don't be out here trying to date if you're not willing to die to yourself. Like, it's not going to work. Like, you got to be selfless. You got it. Right now, I'm single. Right now, I'm single. So, with all due respect, I'm learning how to love me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I have to love me. Am I getting prepared? Because I feel like I'm about to find my wife this year. Yeah. But right now, I'm going to the movies. I'm going out to eat. I'm doing me, and I'm learning how to love me, because I don't want to get married and my wife is filled with regret because she sense of the regret in me that I missed out on certain things. That's unfair. So enjoy your single life, enjoy your single days, and prepare yourself for the dating process.
Right.
I'm sorry, I feel like I was all over the place.
That's okay. I mean, that was a catch up moment because you really just jumped back into all of what we were talking about. So what I want to ask is, what do you think as far as you said, prepare yourself for the dating life, because one of the things we talked about is knowing you, like when you're out and about and you're dating somebody. How would you go about setting yourself up? Like, is it okay for you to date several people at one time, to find out if one of those people is right for you? Or do you feel like you should only date one person at a time, because it's the Christian way to do it?
So here's my thought process. Um, if you are communicating your intentions at the beginning, like, hey, as a man, like, hey, I just want to take you out because I'm really interested to get to know you, um, and possibly we'll be going a few dates and we can see if this is relationship status or whatnot. And if you set it up like that, it should be an understanding, like, hey, this is just a date, just to see where this is going. And I can see how a lot of men or a lot of women can do this too, where they feel like I could go on multiple dates just to see what I like. But for men or women like me, I'm all in. So if I'm dating somebody, it's gonna be one person. I'm sorry, I don't have the time. I don't have the patience. Um, I just don't like no child. like I done checked out the first date, and I'm on the third date, and like no, I can't do it. So it's really dependent upon how you're built and your mentality level. But I would suggest if you are gonna like have multiple dates, just to see where you are and see who you like, please, 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 please communicate that.
Yes.
Because what's going to happen is everybody in their feelings, and that's another thing. You got to learn where your emotions are. If you don't know where your emotions are, you're going to ruin this dating process, like for real.
If you don't know where your emotions are, you need not to be dating.
But
I
see,
mean, listen.
Like literally.
what I was, that's what I meant when I was saying, going into courtship mean that you already have an intent. You can hang out. That's why I said I'm not dating, but hanging out or, it's a group of us. Like literally, if we could do that where we all just, hanging out, we together, blah blah blah, and you want to talk, but it's still not a date thing because no. We're not about to say what I'm not about to agree with, and it's just me personally. I'm not about to agree with you saying we're dating and you're getting to know me to see our next steps, but then you also dating Kim and Ashley and Alexis and Crystal and Tammy and all these other people because you want to see who is the person that you want to start a courtship with. No, sir. You want to hang out and get to know who I am, first of all, you go get to just see, have small conversation. That's all you getting. When we start courting, it's literally we going to court. Courtship, the way it was broken down to us, is you taking that person to court and they taking you to court. We go get the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and we go take it from there. Either accept me as what you got. I mean, we so deep with it that we'll talk to your ex. Why y'all break up? What happened in that relationship? Was it you or was it her? Were you attentive to her needs, like how Brian was saying, or were you aggressive and abusive? And now I'm just seeing somebody else. I need to know everything before I take that ring, and that's just how it's gonna go. And oh my goodness, this is what you always say when Brian pop on, Raven pop on, or
Yep.
Raven pop on, Brian pop on.
I think they be talking to each other.
I think so too. They sending each other messages like, "Hey, come in like 2 minutes after I do."
My God, I was like, here we go.
Look, I don't have no notepad, Raven. I'm still sleepy, so I'm not writing nothing down.
Yes, so y'all have heard it right here that Miss Raven Esco has jumped onto our lovely broadcast on today talking about Christian dating. So good morning, Raven.
Y'all funny. Good morning.
Listen, we are having a real conversation about this Christian dating thing. I am one right now who is not dating but looking to date. I am back open to dating because according to Brandon, he has put out on social media, my mama is single and ready to mingle.
Yes.
Yeah, he been trying to marry me off for a minute now, so it's just I've been getting put out there real bad. I'm like, we're not gonna do that. I mean, when the child start putting cameras in your face, talking about, ain't she pretty? No, that's not good. I had to talk to him about soliciting. That's what it seems like was happening there. So we had to put a halt to that. But Kelly laughed because she know I've been messing with him about that. Like this seemed inappropriate, son. All right, so we are talking about dating, and not the whole conversation isn't just about the difference between dating with intent and having a courtship, but that is part of our conversation. So I know for me, I understand that dating is one thing, dating with intent is another, and courtship is another. So you can date with the intent for something to happen after that dating is over with, but it doesn't mean you're exclusive, right? And you also have the courtship part where Kelly is saying the courtship is just that one person, and that's who you're dating throughout that courtship, which I understand that as well. So we've also talked about the men's point of view. Brian came in on the men's point of view of being independent as a woman or even as a man, because it can go both ways, but being independent and having somebody come in that is in need of being needed, but you're independent, and the difference between needing somebody and wanting somebody. So that's pretty much a quick recap of what we're talking about right now. So if you have any insight, Miss Raven, please come in and do what you do, but don't leave us on fire now.
Why do you always say that? I don't do that, first of all. Good morning. So I don't have much input. I've actually been married for 11 years. So I didn't do much Christian dating at all. I did dating in the world, Jesus. But what I'm teaching my girls is a couple things, right? First of all, my kids are young. So they're like 16 to like 19. And I'm like, listen, we don't have no entrees over here. You better find your buffet. Listen, I'm not being funny, but all this dating one person right now, no, I need you to go ahead and figure out what you like. Figure out yourself. Because unfortunately, sometimes you will date somebody at one stage of your life, but that's not who you are. And then now you like, oh, I'm in love with him. But then you're like, oh, wait, I don't like him no more. I don't like me no more. I don't know what's going on. You got to figure out what you like. You don't know what love or what like is at this stage in life. But one of the things I would have changed in my marriage is I would have skipped interview him. I want to interview his mama.
Yep. Come on here.
I want to interview his daddy. And if he don't have a daddy, I want to interview his cousins. I want to interview his best friends. Okay? I want to piss him off a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how he reacts when he's upset. Okay? I want to see what his triggers are, things that comfort him when he's sad. Okay? I want to see his demons. I want you to expose me all of your demons, right? And I'm laughing, but I'm so serious,
yes.
right? Because people can put on fronts for years.
Yes.
Right? But you don't know a person until you know a person. I want to poke the bear. I want to poke the bear. Because the reality of it is, I need to figure out who you are. Hey, do you have abandonment issues? Do you have rejection issues? You know, how do you view women? Are you a mama's boy? Are you codependent on your mother? Are you codependent on your family? Right? When things get hard, what do you go lean to? Is it God or is it to a bottle? Right? You know, I want to know when you get upset, do you say really mean things or do you punch the walls? Or do you have a calm demeanor? I want to know how you are with your little cousins, right? I want to know if your little cousins feel safe around you.
Yeah.
I want to know, there's a bunch of stuff. So I'm not even interviewing him at all, probably. I'll probably date you for a couple of weeks, and but I want to interview your peoples. I need to have a whole list of things to find out about them because I now understand who you are. I dated my husband for 3 years before we got married. And I didn't know him until probably year 7 in the marriage.
Wow.
I didn't know him. I didn't know his demons at all. And now looking back retrospectively, I love my husband, even though I want to kick him down a flight of stairs. I wouldn't have married him. I wouldn't have married him. I now know he has abandonment issues, I now know his mother wasn't fully there for him. And so because of it, he looks at women differently, looks at women weirdly. I now understand that I'm raising a grown man. I'm a grown boy. I now understand when he gets sad or gets depressed, he shuts down, doesn't communicate, right? I now understand when he needs comfort, he goes to a bottle, right? I now understand that he deals with, I'm now understanding the spirituality of the thing. And if I would have just had the heads up, I would have married him. I now understand that his father left him when he was 4 years old and left him feeling like he was worthless, so he has to find his worth through women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm now finding the things I should have been interviewing through his family and friends, and the stuff that they laugh about now is what I'm dealing with, and I'm like, good God, what did I do to myself? But because I didn't ask the questions to the right person, unfortunately, I got stuck in the situation. And so I think as people dating, The first thing I say do is interview the family. But I've actually, unfortunately, in my lifetime, have gotten about 4 or 5 people married. Okay, on accident. Okay, this is on accident. I gave a prophetic word about marriage, about what God is going to do. But I think a lot of times, you need to be consulting God about what you. It'll save you some time. Hey, God, this is what I want. This is what I desire. Right? Anything that's not out of your will and your desire, please cleanse and purify that as well. Any demons that have stopped me, or any demonic influences going to stop me from getting my husband or having a whole marriage, fix me and stop the dating process right now. Right? And you need to really just ask God, who is for me? Right? Who is for me? Who will this baby prepare for me, Jesus? Right? And I think once you start asking those critical questions, you start praying for babe, wait for babe comes, right? You start, and I mean praying for babe, not like, I want my husband. No, Father, I just thank you for my husband, whoever he is. I thank you for the priest he is, Father. I thank you for the king you've made him to be. I thank you for the wholeness that's in his belly, Father. I thank you for the like, you need to start asking, like, going to worship and pray for the man that God is about to send you. The problem is we're praying for a husband. From now on, I'm asking for particulars. God, I thank you for, Father, that he's a good steward of his money, Father. Father, I thank you, Father, he's learning how to borrow, Father. God, I thank you. This should be years before you even find that once you start doing that. Once you start praying from a whole place, a healed place, and asking God for in particular about your husband, and you're going to worship, gratitude open up the gates of heaven all day long. So if you enter his gates with gratitude and you're thanking for manifestation, he is not a God that shall lie. So because you are praising him for a man that you haven't even seen yet, but you're praising for his attributes, he has to deliver on what he's asked you for. And then he's going to start giving you signs of who this man is. So I just feel like, or woman, right? I feel like at some point, if we don't include God in the dating process, in spirituality and personality, look at your giftings, you're going to lose in the dating because right now this world dating is awful. But if I include God in my process, I'll probably need to a haystack. I'm done.
Yes. Listen, this is one of the things. She done went there. This is one of the things that I was saying about this. Like you sound like Kelly. Kelly was talking about date number 45, being able to know who the person is, and them having to drop a facade because you can only hold it up for so long. But Raven just exposed that she didn't know who her husband's demons were until year 7. So there are some people that can hold on to what they've gone through. I know for me personally, in a relationship, I went 2 years of being somebody else because I didn't like what I saw in the mirror. So I had to put up with me not being my whole beautiful self because I was trying to be everything that I was, the opposite of everything that I was told I was. And so growing up, you know how your parents are the first ones, we say they prepare you for your relationships because of the way that they treat you. So if you are taught to love yourself, as a woman and as a man too, we always say this as a woman, so I'm gonna change this today, as a woman and as a man, that nobody can walk up to you and just be like, hey, you handsome, hey, you cute, and you just fall all over them. Because if you're being told that every day by your parents, there's no need for somebody to walk up and say, hey, you're beautiful, you're absolutely gorgeous, and you just like, oh my God, oh my goodness, nope, you hear it or not, you be like, oh, thank you, appreciate it, I knew that. And not being cocky, but some people, that's where grooming starts at. Can't nobody walk up and start grooming you to be what they want you to be because you've already been taught by your parents. If your father is one of those that's telling you as a girl, you're gorgeous, you're pretty, nobody can walk up to you and tell you that and you're okay. They can't walk up and give you something because your daddy been taking care of you all of this time. So you used to that. It's not like it's something new to you. For me, that's not what I grew up with. So I was open to be groomed because I didn't have that. But I made sure as a mother, because I realized something. Men go through the same thing too. If you do not tell them who they are as young kings while they're young, then they grow up to be able to receive those same things. So I made sure that my son knew, you're precious, you're handsome, and he would tell me, I'm not handsome, I'm ugly. No, you're not. You are handsome. I'm like, you look just like your mama and she gorgeous. Darn it. I'm just saying. You are beautiful people. I mean, I think I messed up though, because if you've been around Brandon, now Brandon be like, y'all see me? It's like, wait a minute, son. I think you took that the wrong way. But it's, I'm like that with other people's children. I'm like that, when I'm talking to somebody's child, all of my godchildren, I tell them all, you're handsome, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, you have a beautiful spirit, you are not weak, you're strong. Oh my goodness. I go into the help, you is intelligent, you is kind. I I try to throw out everything I can throw out at them, because I want you to take all of that in and be able to receive all of that before somebody gets to you at the tender age of 14 and start telling you, or 13 or 12, and start telling you stuff that you've never heard before, and now you think that's the only person that care about you. Nope, that's not the only person that care about you. I care about you too. I need you to understand that you have more than that, and I don't want nothing from you. I just need you to know who you are. So when I call you young queen, you understand that you need to receive more. When I call you young king, understand that somebody has your back. That you're not falling into relationships that are toxic just off of what somebody said for you, or somebody bought you a pair of sneakers. Y'all, come on. You would think after all these years, somebody didn't stop and told these young girls, hey, just because he buy you a bag and a pair of shoes does not mean he love you. And red bottoms don't make a difference. You would think that, the young man to be told that, hey, just because she in there and everything that you want, she right there next to you and co-signing for everything you say, doesn't mean that you're special because of that. Learn how to be a Christian that's dating in a place, or even dating period, even if you're not a believer, just dating with an intent for your own life. It doesn't mean that you're dating with intention like we're talking, but date with an intent for your own life. I want to be a wife. I want to be a husband. I want to be this type of husband. Raven hit it on the head by praying for your spouse to come. I'm so specific now, Raven. Lord have mercy. When I say specific, I be literally like, Lord, let him chew with his mouth closed. Jesus. The Lord, let him not lie and say he got 2 children and he really got 16. Please let him say there's a possibility that that I got 16 children. Lord, let him understand that he don't have to keep saying, am I handsome to you? Am I handsome to you? Because I ain't with you if you ain't eye pleasing. I'm not just gonna sit there and you just looking like somebody stomped your face 15,000 times, and I'm okay with that. If I didn't like the way you look, I wouldn't want to be with you. I'm just saying. At some point, we gotta understand our grace and be able to step up for that. So my next question, because Brian Bird got quiet on us over there. My next question is, when dating as a Christian, now point blank, as a Christian, the whole telling you in the beginning that there is no sex before marriage, that's the way I think. Should we assume that Christian people already know that? Or should we assume that Christian people are Christian but people and they may not? What was this thumbs down, Raven?
Baby, I'm gonna leave it alone in a second. I'm gonna let Brian Bird answer the question. But these saints out here believing that worship belongs before and after marriage. Folks want to test drive vehicles before they purchase a car. Even as saints, they be whole pastors. So I'm gonna put my thumbs down because these folks focus. That's it. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to make sure that I'm responding to the question correctly. Can you repeat the question?
Okay, so my question was the whole, having sex before marriage. Do you believe that that's something that we should be expressing in the beginning? Like as soon as you start to date somebody, one of your conversations should be, do you believe in sex before marriage? Because some people assume that all Christians are morally set up not to have sex before marriage. But I also know that there are some Christians who believe that that's okay.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Let's go to work now. I'm gonna use my life as a being transparent.
All right.
I fornicated in my last relationship, right?
Uh-huh.
And I realized something so powerful. This is ghetto. And I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to like be funny with it. I'm like, this is it. Like, and I guess what I was really, my heart was really longing for was the covenant relationship that I have been praying about and I've been leading to God about. And so it's just like, it's just not the same. I believe it's not the same. So when I get married, I'm gonna testify the difference. But I feel like it's a waste of time because you're one. It's a form of worship. It really is, and you're worshiping God when you get married. You're worshiping God through that union when you begin to have sex. And so if you have sex before marriage, what you're doing is you're giving yourself to somebody. And actually, I learned this. I don't know who preached this, but back in the old days, the wedding ceremony was not da 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 da. They walked down and then they said, "Do you now take this person?" Da 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 da. That wasn't the wedding ceremony. The wedding ceremony was the actual sex. So it's like you're marrying so many different people during this. And this is, I feel like church as a whole has got to do better with explaining and saying, hey, this is the reason why you should not have sex before marriage, because this is how the Lord sees it. This is how the Lord views it. And this is the reason why. I felt like I was literally being drained of who I am. I felt like I was really being drained of my capabilities, and basically whatever on the other person, it gets on you. And so I really believe that it's a purity thing where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna set my time for the Lord, for this one person. You're honoring God by saying, you know what, I'm dating. I'm serving you, Lord, and you have chosen, handpicked this person for me to be with. So now I'm going to, walk the walk in marriage. So I really believe that it's important to understand what it is, what it does spiritually, what it does physically. My mood changed because it was like, wait a minute, this ain't my anger. This is when you mature and you know who you are and you've been fornicating, you're gonna realize you're gonna start to have mood swings and be like, wait a minute, this is not me. This gotta be the other person I just laid with.
That's soul tie.
So I gotta go see what's wrong with her, because now you interfering with me and what I gotta do. Yeah. So it's a connecting thing. So my thing is, if you're not willing to connect with them for the rest of your life and say I do, fam, it is not worth it. It's not worth it. Keep your purity. Keep your purity. And for those that say, well, I already fornicated, it's okay. Go back and just pray and say, Lord, I'm gonna remain pure, because I feel like there's a guilt, there's a place of condemnation over people that says, well, too late, I already gave it up. No. Go back to God and say, Lord, purify my heart, purify my body, and prepare me for the right person. And Lord, dig deep. Every person that I've slept with, I renounce everything that I connected myself to. Because that's another thing we don't realize. We connect ourselves to them spiritually, and what's going on. I gotta go, y'all, okay?
All right. Thank you for joining us this morning, Brian. We appreciate you. Listen, y'all, that was good in itself. We are being joined right now. I pulled somebody out the audience. I have not met this gentleman myself, but I think it's Jamari. Am I saying it right? Jamari Premise?
Yes, it's Jamari. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. So we are now talking about Christian dating right now, and our conversation has shifted over into a place of where we need to be at as far as when it comes to understanding or believing whether or not a Christian person knows in the beginning they're morally having sex before marriage is wrong, or if they automatically um, have no idea that it is, because there are some people that think that that's okay. So that's what Brian Bird was speaking on.
No,
So did you have
no.
something for that?
One moment, one moment. I was worshiping. Alexa's loud. One second.
No problem. So yeah, I am literally excited to be back with you all. So just to reset the room, we are f2gradio.net, and we are online right now on Facebook, YouTube, the radio station, and Clubhouse, having a conversation about Christian dating. So I hope y'all are
Wow.
enjoying this. We are back once again with Jamari Premise.
Yes. So it's so funny. When I tell you, I was like holding my. I was like, "Ooh, I got something to say. I got something to say." Hey sis. Hey Raven. Good morning. How are you? I love you. You're so beautiful.
Now you want to be nice to be beef, and I love you too, brother.
I love you. But yes, with that, sex is very sacred. The Christians do not know that. And you also have to realize sex isn't just sex. You're not just you're not just exchanging fluids. You're exchanging spirit.
Yes.
Like what Brian said, he was angry out of no reason because what was on her is now on him. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful. I myself personally, I went through that, and I didn't realize, having all these souls attached and all these things, and now I'm in the place where I'm renouncing. God, please remove this. Please remove all of this and purify me. And I'm proud to say I have been celibate since October.
Woo!
October. And, I'm really starting to understand. And, I just don't want to give myself to anyone. I'm a gift.
Yeah.
So you just don't give yourself to anyone. And especially as men, men is just like, hey, whatever's walking, I'm going to get it. No, that's not, you should not want to do that because you don't know what you really get into, because sex is emotionally, spiritually, it's all of that is intertwined. Because that's why God designed it to be once you're married,
Mm-hmm.
and once you become one, you're becoming one with that person. So whatever she's feeling and I'm feeling, or it's gonna arise. So
Yeah.
as Christians, we should really wait. And me, going through my experience in my past, I was like, Lord, I really wish I would have waited, because it would have, I would have never went through what I went through. But I'm glad I did, because it testified, like I'm doing now. So it's very important, though, very important.
Yes, I love that, because listen, I'm one that thought that, for years I thought, well, I'm gonna be a virgin until I get married. That's the way my aunt was telling me. That's the way Christian life is. When she started taking me to church with her when I was 15 years old, and I was like, you know what? Well, 13 years old, and so I was like, by the time I turned 15, it went out the window. I heard everything. I understood everything, and I got caught up in the social life, being around my friends and being the only outed virgin in the group, because I found out later that even though everybody was yelling about what I wasn't and all this stuff, y'all wasn't either. So that was a complete setup. And I think because I didn't have the support of my older siblings to talk to me and tell me about everything, because I was that child that nobody really talked to about stuff. So I was learning things on my own. I found out for myself even then that I was like, this wasn't even worth doing. That's where I was. It wasn't like I was so excited to be okay next. It's like, nope, this I could have waited. This was just not even worth it. Why do people do this? I don't understand the purpose behind it. Now I'm walking around here with this guilt, and I'm walking around here with this heaviness that's on me, and I got somebody spiritual, like you said, it's a spiritual thing. You get attached to somebody else's spirituality, and here it is that I had somebody else's soul tie. It's now a soul tie because somebody else's soul is now connected to mine, and I'm dealing with anger issues. I'm dealing with my own anger issues I already had, but now I'm dealing with his stuff. I'm dealing with the extra stuff that was going on, and it's a lot to that. So we have to be careful of what we do and the decisions we make, even as teenagers and as a young person making the decision, because that one mistake that you make can take you a long way into a deeper insult to your body. You'll be taking on a whole lot of extra that you did not need to have in the first place, and it becomes a lot. But I'm so excited to have you on. Still, feel free to stay on with us, Jamari, if you want to. It's funny that he know Raven. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. We mess with Raven.
And no, I know Brian as well. They're family.
All right.
So yeah, of course, I definitely will be staying on. Thank you so much. It's so funny. Brian was telling me about this yesterday. He was like, I was on Clubhouse. I was like, really? I was like, so he started telling me about what you guys do. So I'm already familiar.
Awesome.
But yes, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, And of course, I would definitely, stay on and, whatever if I'm allowed to, jump in, I would definitely jump in and, get my on that.
Oh, definitely. This is a platform for us to speak freely. The only thing we say is, keep it clean and don't cuss, because we're on radio. Look, I have to tell people these are the only rules we got, so we don't get shut down. So we are back once again talking about Christian dating. So now I'm gonna put this out because I'm gonna make Kelly Webb tap into this one. Because right now, we have Raven who's married. Are you single, Jamari, or are you dating?
I am single.
Okay, so we have Jamari that is single, and then we have Kelly Webb who's divorced. So y'all, this conversation gonna get real good. I'm just saying, it's already good. It's gonna get real good. And I myself is single and ready to date. Okay, Kelly is divorced and saying I'm not doing it. So harass her for a minute. So Kelly, in the process of now, you're coming from being full-on Nation of Islam member, right? To now Christian, because you've been in the Christian lifestyle for how long now?
Okay, so I always gotta correct it.
Yes.
I've always still been Christian, even though I was going to the mosque and still saying Muslim. We are still Christian because we live Christ-like. So, but I've been going back to church since let me see. I joined in December of 2020, but I was going online. I think, I don't know. Don't we say 2020?
Yeah, right around the time.
I was doing both. I was still, tuning into the mosque and tuning into the church, but full blown since 2020 December.
Okay, so with the difference between the way that you were dating, has anything changed? Let me change that up, because the mosque has a different way of dating. There's like you told me, there's a layout for courtship, and you all know from beginning to end what you're supposed to do. You even have a list of questions that you're told to ask so that you can know more about that person. What is the difference that you've learned between being at the mosque and being at the church, that is when it comes to dating?
Oh, I haven't changed that. I still hold strong on that, because I feel like, and it's not that a list of questions that we have to ask. They give you a lot of, I say, guiding questions, things that you should think about, that you should ask. Like Raven said, we literally do interviews with each other and exes and family. Like those are things that do to make sure that we're not putting ourselves in a situation that we gonna regret later. The point is to make sure that you are actually marrying that person that you will be with forever, and it's not someone that you're settling for, or you have to compromise yourself or themselves.
Okay. All right. I like that. So this is my thing. There's just from what you said, I'm hearing a difference because unless you all know of something different from me, y'all, I haven't seen anything that's been taught. We do have classes, but nothing that's taught to you like here's this book or here's these questions. We do have some preachers that get up and say, do the interview. We have some people that say, find your husband or let your husband find you, but make yourself known or seen, right? And then we have some pastors that say, stop putting yourself out there like that. So I'm gonna put this towards Raven now because I gotta hear this answer. Lord, prepare myself. Um, Raven, do you believe that as women that we should be putting ourselves out there to be seen, or should we be waiting for our husband to see us? Did we lose our Raven? Raven.
I don't know, but whenever she paused like that, boy, when she come back,
It be.
you'll be like, Lord Jesus. Oh wait, she said I have to get back to work.
Yes, ma'am. All right, see you soon, Raven. Okay, Jamari, that question now is on you.
It's now on me. What's the question again? Can you repeat it, please?
Yeah, so do you believe that women should put themselves out there to be seen by their husband or potential husbands, or should they be waiting for God to send their husband to them?
Honestly, wait. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, it just makes sense. Because when you really wait, you're gonna get what you're gonna get what God wants for you. You're not going to, like you said earlier, you're not gonna get less, because God is the God that shall not lie, So when you are specific in your mate, and what you are expecting, to receive, God will deliver that husband to you. So I would just say wait and, stay fast and, do all the things that you're supposed to do. And, and what's so crazy is in the waiting process, a lot of people don't like the waiting process. I don't like the waiting process, but it's a process. In some processes, you have to go through some things. A lot of people don't want to go through nothing. But once you go through it, you're going to be like, God, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thank you for allowing me to wait. I don't care what year it is or how it's going to take. I'm going to wait on you because I know what you have for me is going to be mind-blowing. So I would rather, as a Christian woman, I would say wait. And as a Christian man, and as a man of God, wait. Because you just don't want anything.
Yes. Don't be searching after the person that can cook. I keep trying to tell my son that. Just because she can cook don't mean she for you. That food might be good. Grab a plate and keep going. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Can you pray for me?
Yes. See,
can you go in that closet, that prayer closet, and pray for me?
Yes.
Can you do that? Can you cover me? Can you cover this family? Can you do that? And just because you can cook and clean, anybody can cook and clean.
Yes.
No.
Well, listen, not everybody, but you know.
I was just about to say that.
You just don't want that. And then that's something, especially in this generation, people look, it's like, they're attracted to their physical appearance, but it's not all about physical or what they can do, I'm concerned, can you pray? That's my main concern.
Right. Can you pray over my life and keep us covered? And see, I appreciate that, because one of the things that we talked about before is when you look at what their attributes are. So looking at the attributes part of this, because I think we talked about this on another show, Kelly, when we were talking about our mates and what we're looking for. And somebody said, can they cook? Can they clean? Are you attentive to children? Like that sort of thing. But then my thing was, but can you pray for me? Like I know I can pray. I got you. I can pray for you, but can you pray for me? Can you cover me? Can you make sure I'm good? Can you pray me underneath the table? If I'm going through, can you sense it from where you are? Tap in and start praying. I want to have that type of soul tie with my husband. I want it to be positive. Go ahead, Kelly.
Yeah. Now, I mean, because you just said something that it kind of it knocked my mind back a little bit. I'll say my memory. How do you say your memory bank did that flash flood? You know, I can honestly say I've experienced that, where my soul tied with my ex-fiance. Yes, I was gonna get married again after my divorce. And, you know, we brought up, you know, people when you teenager and you have, you know, you're doing things you're not supposed to. Well, yeah, he was my first everything. And we reunited, and he was that person where, you know, we prayed together. He was a truck driver. If I was sick and he'd be driving to New York and I was in Chicago or Calumet City, then I was getting a phone call. What's wrong with you? I'm feeling it. Like, and wherever part of me was hurting, he felt that, and vice versa. We were able to, I guess our tie was so doggone strong, which is weird. But anyway, our tie was so strong, we could communicate with letters and know exactly what each other was saying. And I realized, you know, he wasn't the person that was supposed to have that connection. But it let me know that my husband that God is going to send me, because yes, he is coming, my right husband, my tailored husband, that one that God is tailoring specifically for me.
Come on.
He let me know this is what it's going to be like. This is what you going to expect. He's going to be the one that wants to make sure you're safe. He going to pray with you, for you, over you, and then you going to be able to do the same. The family is always going to be covered, even though my children are grown. And if he has children, his children going to be, well, whatever age they may be, grown a little, whatever. But they going to be covered. And it's going to be not just that facade, you know, that I got this ring, that's my husband, oh my God, we so in love, this, that. No, it's going to be, I can feel you when you need me, and you don't have to be near me. I can pray for you when you already gone to work or whatever you have to go take care of. And this house is going to be so covered and anointed that when you step through it, you already know where you at.
Yes.
That's what it's going to be. I want, and I pray, let me rephrase that. I ask God consistently to cover my husband now, wherever he at, while he getting ready for work, while he getting ready to go to sleep, before he has it. I pray for him as if he's already here, because I need him to already be covered. So when God brings him, the covering is just going to continue. It's not going to be something brand new. Okay, now you're here, so now I want to start praying for you. No, I want you to know automatically that when you come to me and you say, I see my wife, and I say, I see my husband, that he already said, I felt you praying for me before I even met you.
Yes.
I want our children to already have that anointed feeling of mom already covered us. Bonus mom already covered us. Our life is already secure in God. That's how it's going to be. And that's what I already see. So, yeah, I was blessed to already feel that, but I felt that because God was saying, even though this right here is not your husband and the situation is not as it's supposed to be, because I didn't approve it, but I'm going to show you what it's going to be like. I'm going to show you now, this is what you're expecting to have. And I say, I thank you for that. every relationship was a lesson. It wasn't a curse anymore being said that way. But I realized it was a lesson. It was a lesson, and it was a piece in all of it that I needed to gain. So I knew this is what it's supposed to be like. So, husband, I'm already praying for you, and I'm already knowing what it's going to be like.
Come on here. All right, keep praying them specifics. So let's just reset the room one more time because we're on Clubhouse and making sure that everybody knows exactly what we're doing right here on F2GRadio.net. We are talking about Christian dating. We are F2GRadio.net. We are a Christian-based radio station ran and owned by myself and my son, and we are truly followers of God, believers of God, and we are F2G stands for Faithful to God. So we need y'all to understand this is Faithful to God Radio, okay? We are live right now on YouTube, on Facebook, on Clubhouse, and also on the station, and we're airing globally. So I'm so excited to be back with you all one more time. Right now we have on the platform with us Jamari Premise, and also Kelly Webb is on with us. So we are live right now talking about Christian dating, and this conversation has been good. Y'all know we were blessed to have Brian Bird on and to have Raven Esco on. Those two firecrackers always jump on, do this, and then leave us. So we're going to talk about them again because I be messing with them. So, yeah, we're excited to be back with this one. If you have any questions or you have a comment that you want to put out there, put it in the chat. I'll make sure to say it to the panel. You have a chat on every platform, y'all. So make sure you're talking to us. Go on F2GRadio.net and go ahead and subscribe for our newsletters and any events that we're having coming up. And also remember to go to patreon.com/F2G for on demand of all interviews that we have, all of our exclusive teachings, and also these shows for Morning Social are right there on Patreon. Okay, so now we're back. I'm going to put this question out there because I know for me, as far as Christian dating, we talked about the no sex before marriage. We've talked about all of those things, but in the process of getting to that place of knowing, how long do you feel like it takes for somebody to get to know whether or not they want to be with somebody? That's my question. How long? I mean, give me a time and tell me why you think it's that long. So go ahead, Jamari.
6 months. A man knows in 6 months.
Why do you say that?
6 months. Because within the first 6 months, you really know. You get to a preview, I retract that. You get a preview of what to expect. This person. You're going to know all of the things about them. And after that 6 months, you're like, okay, all right, is this for me or not for me? But a lot of, men know, me personally, I would say as a man, we know, we're like, that's the one. When you find a good thing, it's like, okay, it's a good thing. I'm going to go ahead and put a ring on it and marry this good thing.
Yeah.
And that's something I never understood, why men wait. Because if you find a good thing, I know me personally, once I find a good thing, hey, it's over with. This is it. I'm locked in. We're good. I don't want nothing or no one else but you. So that's how I see it. But really, a man knows, like, initially. But then also, once you know, then you will start to see them in all seasons of life, and whatever test they will receive, and you will see how they're going to pretty much, I would say, what's the word, endure, and you will see, like, okay, is this what I want, and is this the will of God? If this is not the will of God, remove it. Because that's what, as a Christian, I know myself, I want the will of God. I don't want, if it's outside of His will, I don't want it.
Right.
I do not want it. But to answer your question, I would say 6 months though. You should know for sure.
Okay, Kelly.
I think you'll have a inkling within the first. You'll have an inkling pretty quickly, but actually taking time and paying attention within the first 90 days, you'll really know. 90 days to 6 months, I'll agree with that. That you'll really know, is this somebody that I'm going to continue to entertain? But again, you have to look at it on a way that's done in my eyes, is, courtship. So I'm gonna know automatically just about things I'm asking you, things that we talking about, places that you say you want to go, things that you like, or previous relationships and family things. Yeah, I'm gonna know within 3 to 6 months if this is something that's forever.
Okay, that's kind of cool. So now, for me, I always say that I'm going to know within a couple of weeks whether or not I want to be around you. I think that because I'm aware of myself and what I like and what I don't like, and I'm aware of people. So, because I'm one of those people that are full on watching when I'm talking to somebody, like I get on my good discernment, I turn it on high. Like, let me make sure that I'm not missing nothing right now. I don't want to be setting myself up for a fail. I'm paying attention because I want to see if this is somebody that I want to deal with. And I look for things that other people don't look for. I look for the little quirkiness things that will bother me later. And the reason being is that I want to see if you're going to do something that I'm going to be looking at you sideways for, because I know that I already don't like that. Like chewing with your mouth open when we're out to eat, or even when we at home eating. I just don't like that. I'm like, talking to me and you got food flying everywhere. That's a problem. So I'm like, listen, that's a deal breaker. I can't I can't function like that. I'm not gonna be. Do you take your shoes off in the restaurant? I mean, you know what I'm saying? That certain things happen. Certain things happen that make me have to question whether or not I'm gonna be with you. Then I already know after a couple of weeks of being around you, because I'm intentionally being around you like a couple of times a week and different times of the day, because people's attitudes change, their emotions are different times of the day. So I need to know if right around 5 o'clock you go from being the nicest person in the world to the meanest person in the world, or if you throwing things, or if you mad at everybody, if everybody done got on your nerves, if there's a situation where your emotions shift because I opened the door or closed the door the wrong way, or did you get angry because I listen. The one thing black people we would get upset about, you don't drink out of nobody's cartons in the refrigerator. So you don't go in there pulling out the juice and talking about some, I'm finna drink this and put it back. I'm watching for all of that stuff. And I'm gonna make sure that, like Raven said, I wanna test and make sure that I'm not yes sir, thank you so much, Jamari. That I'm not doing anything that's gonna cause you to trigger. I need to know what your triggers are. I need to know ahead of time, because I am a domestic violence survivor. And I do not want to be in another relationship where I have to worry about, here we are 5 years later, and you decide that you want to put your hands on me. I need to know if laughing at something that you think is serious, because I laughed it off because to me it wasn't, you not swinging at me. I need to know that. I'm not trying to catch one of those haymakers just out the blue. Nope. I want to know ahead of time. I'm going to ask you all of the questions, but I'm paying close attention to your body language because I read that. I'm making sure of all of those things, and I can do that in a couple of weeks. I don't know. I think it's just different for everybody, but for me personally, I'm what I've been told by exes that I should have been part of the FBI. And I'm like, I get it. I understand, because I see stuff that most people don't see. I've trained myself to do that. I've even taught my son, and I still say it to him now, see things that other people don't see so you can know things that other people don't know. So I've trained myself to do that. But I do that intentionally because I want to make sure that I'm not missing out on everything. No, I'm not going to be able to know everything, but if I can get as close to knowing as much as possible, I know that I can move around. I know that I can have a moment of, okay, I'm at ease right here. Or, he's not really meaning that to be mean. There's something else going on here. But do I want to deal with this? do I want to deal with you every time a certain month come around and you angry and I don't know why? Because you're not talking to me or you're not telling me what's going on, but you're just upset. Because then what I'm gonna do is during that month, just go, hey, how about you don't come over here during that month? How about we don't hang out? But when you're married to the person, you can't do that. So now you need to make sure that this is somebody that you're intentionally trying to be with, because of all of those triggers. So yes, be aware of what you're doing, how you're doing it, and what you're going about. Y'all, we when I say overtime, we are overtime, but it's my station and I can do that because I don't have a show right now. Okay? So right now is the music hour. We tapped over into hip hop hour. So if you are listening live right now on f2gradio.net, it is going to turn on right after I finish talking. So thank you for joining us. We have somebody in the audience. Thank you, Tania. I think it's Tennille. I hope. Let me know if I'm saying that right, because hers is spelled different than mine, y'all. So I think it's Tennille. So welcome, and thank you for joining us. And please feel free to join us anytime during the week. Oh, great, I got it. So Monday through Friday, we're here at 7:45 a.m. and we have different conversations about different things. Morning Social is to boost your day and talk about something that might trigger you into helping somebody else or something that you can help yourself with. Because we don't know what you go through during your life. We don't know what you're going through during your day. But if this conversation helped you, because I know if it helps you, please let us know, because I know that for me, this is something that I've been thinking about, and talking to other people about it helps me to understand more about myself as well as the conversation that we're having. And it can open your day up, because if you're boggled down with certain things on your mind all the time, that can trigger what your day is going to be like. That's setting your morning. So what we do is have these conversations in the morning so you can clear your mind of that thing and go about your day and be in purpose when you do it. You know, I always tell y'all, let's go ahead and live in purpose together. So we're going to follow through with that every single morning, Monday through Friday at 7:45 a.m. because God told us to, and that's what we love doing. So Kelly Webb, thank you for joining us over here on Clubhouse this morning. I appreciate you so much.
But you know, I did want to address something if I can.
Yes, ma'am.
You brought up the fact of knowing pretty quickly on a certain person by watching certain things, and I could honestly say I think I'm more of that person now, and I thought I was that person. You know, I've been through a situation with a friend that kind of forcibly turned into, I guess, a relationship. One day I'll be able to actually open up and talk about it when I know we on air. But it's certain things when I say that you can see a person's representative for a certain amount of time. Because I think when it comes to the fact that some people can watch you to the extent of knowing things that you look out for. Like the person that I'm talking about, we used to work together. So, you know, he got to see, you know, the fun side, the irritated side, all of these other sides of me. And he actually got to see how it was when someone else that I was talking to, when I used to say I was just talking to somebody, get to know you, whatever, how that went, how they were able to put up a facade, and it was, you know, things that I looked out for or I brought to the table, or not to the table, I brought to the forefront, like, well, why do you do this? Or what's this? Like, I have questions. I'm seeing different things. I need to understand. And he was able to use that and flip it. So I didn't get to see the other side until, unfortunately, I was in a position health-wise where my guard was down. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then the facade, or the what did I say it was called? Representative was no longer necessary. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why, you know, pretty quickly, but to fully see things and really get the understanding of, I'm not assuming that this is what it is. Like small stuff like, yeah, chewing with your mouth open, girl, yeah, you gonna quickly be like, nah, you know, certain things. And then of course, you know, at the same time, for women who are close with their own discernment, But you got some women who don't understand their discernment. You have some women that may get that inkling like, nah, that's not right, but they don't understand that that's what they getting, and they may look at it differently. You know, with my ex-husband, I told you the first day I met him, I told him flat out, dude, I do not like you. Ugh. You know,
Listen.
and, you know, what he did was he flipped it. He talked to my brother, who was my brother, my best friend, and was like, no, my sister don't like this, and he found out how to flip it and just did different stuff that made me see a different side of him. Like, okay, are you like this just because it was with your friends? Like, is this how you are with your friends? But then when you with me, and now it's just me and you, that you're now showing who you really are, like, which person is real? And I figured out real quick, oh, the dude I first met that I said I didn't like, yeah, that was you.
Mm-hmm.
But the person that you figured out that would fit my lifestyle and who I was and how my family ran, oh, this is who you became. And after we got married, it was like, okay, I didn't notice a difference until he came home from the Navy training. But, you know, it was a facade, and it took for that 3-6 months for me to take that back. For that 3 months, 3-4 months, for me to see, oh crap, this is who you are.
Yeah.
All right. You know, so it happens. I've been on both sides, you know, and now I'm at that point where it's like, oh no, you get an interview, my guy. I want to meet your ex. You don't have no ex-wife. Okay, I can't meet your ex-wife. You got children. I want to meet how many children you got. How many different mamas is that? That's 4 different mamas. I want to meet all 4 mamas. Is your mama alive? She not. I'm sorry. Is your granny alive? She is. Let me go meet. We gonna sit down and talk, because his grandmother told my mother, what she didn't tell me till later, don't let your daughter marry that man.
Wow.
I didn't know that. So we gonna talk to Nana. Because
right.
Your Nana, like how my Nana was, my Nana was the type that'd be like, no sir, go, no, you know, she gonna give you them cut slash words.
Yes.
Like, Nana, what is you saying? Why you saying it like that? Because I need you to have fear. And she used to say that, you know, I need you to have enough fear that you're gonna be too concerned with what I might do to you because of this person, you know. And I want to know, I want to meet your children to see how they act. We might not necessarily have to meet like that, because I got a thing with, you know, immediately meeting people, children, because you're not going to immediately meet mine, you know, but mine are grown now, it's different. But at the same time, let me see how they are with you and how you are with them, even if it's from a distance, you know what I'm saying? I need to get an understanding of how this lifestyle work, you know, but I wasn't always that person. I am that way now because of everything I learned. So I understand, you know instantly, but I still feel like you got to take that time to make sure that it's not your own, what's the word, T? Your own personal fears that are causing you to think, that red flag, I'm looking for it, I'm searching for it. Where that red flag at? I know it's here somewhere. You have to be just as open to put that down, but still have your discernment, but still be open to put that down, so you're not putting your past relationships on this new one, and he may not be doing it. So,
that's true. Listen, I'm with you. Yes, it's a lot with that, and understanding who's around you and what you're dealing with. And yes, the interviews of the family are great. My thing was, I think with me is, and this is being me transparent, for me, I don't want him to interview my family, and not because of what he might find out, but it's because I don't deal with my family. So I mean, I don't deal with my family. So if I don't want to be around my family, I definitely don't want to expose you to that.
You know? And see, I get that. I listen, and those are things that people need to know too. Like, look, I know you want to meet my family, but these people you're not gonna meet because of this reason.
Right.
You know, they're crazy, the hockey sticks.
Yes, I'm like, Lord, I'm trying to tell y'all, I need y'all to understand that I question their sanity, and I don't want you around it. I stopped being around them so I could be sane. You know, these are people that I don't associate with, but I will let you meet the family that I'm around, like the family that God allowed me to create after afterwards, after I left them alone and got myself whole, and I wasn't being broken down in that family anymore, and I was able to be me totally, without all of the extra, without all of the hood, without all the hollering, without all the well, I can't say without all the hood because we some hood people too, but without all of the inconsiderate stuff, without the cussing and yelling and screaming and hollering and gotta be heard over everybody else. When I got past all of that and I was able to become this whole woman who didn't feel broken down or misled, then I was able to create and allow people to be around me and allow God to put people in my life who needed to be around me and needed me for me and wanted to be around me because they wanted just to be around me. It's like I wasn't being tolerated, I was being celebrated, and that's the way I want my life to stay. So I wouldn't be like, hey, come around my family, because then I bring him around my family, I gotta fight because this one trying to kick it with him, or it's like, no, I'm not gonna be doing all that. Jesus. And it's not even that I'm be over possessive or anything, y'all. And literally they will walk up and grab your man and start talking to it. It's just ratchet. It's ratchet.
It's ratchet. You're not lying. I mean, of course, it's gonna be some people. I have some family members like that, and I know the behind the stories with you, but at the same time, I get it. Those are the ones that you be looking at like, nah, you don't even need to come to the family reunion, my guy.
Right.
Like, I don't, like, there's nothing for you. And I get that, but like you said, there are family members that, you definitely want that possible other person. And baby, let me make this real clear. You're not meeting my family, so I know it's so secure in us that we already made that decision of going to the next step. Like, it's not about to just be, okay, we met Monday, Tuesday,
right.
We're going to go on a date, Wednesday, I'm going to go holler at all your people, Thursday, oh, we about to meet the parents on Friday. No. Look, that's called too fast and too crazy. Like, some people might do it. No shade on anybody that do it like that.
Yeah, but no, we not doing that.
No. I need to understand you, and I need to talk to God. Like, hey, God, is this one, what you think? You know what I'm saying?
What you saying about this?
What you saying about this?
What's your plans for me in this one right here? Is it a yes? Is it a no? Talk at me. Let me see what we doing here, Lord, so we can adjust.
Like, what's the old girl name, Ariel or whatever? Where she be like, "Ooh, I met this guy, he perfect for me," and God like, no, she's like, I'm gonna find out for myself. No, God, I don't need to find out for myself. You said no, it's a no. Gotcha.
Right. So shout out to Ariel Fitzgerald. We love you and all of your comedic hostings and everything on TikTok and on all other platforms. So go, girl. We appreciate them because you being honest. That's the way sometimes people are. So during this season, we are changing up, y'all. During this season, we are making sure we are discerning things. During this season, we're setting ourselves up to be our best selves so we can receive our other half that God has gotten for us and prepared for us. This season, we're praying for the men that are coming in our life and the women that are coming in our life. This season, we are looking towards the future with an expectation of who God is. We want relationships that's going to turn into powerful couple relationships. We want relationships that's going to make us walk through purpose together. We want relationships that's going to exceed what we can see and put us in a place to help other people. We want relationships that build, okay? Not break down, not chop up. We want relationships that build great families and build businesses for other people and build just a home for us, just a loving family. We want families that are going to move forward and make sure that the devil and hell know you can't break this up. So no, divorce is not an option for us. We want those families. We don't want to separate. We want to build together and make it stronger. We want our bloodlines to be strong in Christ and making sure that God has a say in what's going on. That He is still the third tie within that knot from that marriage to generations to come. That's what we want. So y'all, today our affirmation for Christian dating is I can date in a Christian manner. I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that because I'm hearing, listen, sometimes we have to change it up, right? So I hear I am worth waiting for. I am worth waiting for. I am worth waiting for. Okay? So I want y'all to make sure that you are saying that in the mirror. Say it to your children. Tell your children they're worth waiting for. Explain to them what that means. Wait for your husband to come. Wait for your wife to come. Don't give yourself away early. Find out who you are in Christ. Know that you're worth waiting for. And then we're going to go into our confessions and declarations. So let's hit that Isaiah 42:9. We will not live in the old, we will live in the new. We will be anointed with fresh oil. We will walk in new strength. We will connect with new people. We will walk through new doors. Isaiah 1:19. We are willing and obedient, and we will eat the good of the land. Isaiah 2:5. We walk in the light of the Lord. Isaiah 8:18. We are a sign and a wonder. Isaiah 9:4. Every yoke and burden is broken over our lives. I make it personal and put every yoke and burden is broken over my life. And now we're going to shake hell up. Toss it around down there for him and make him angry. We're going to go ahead and say every yoke and burden is broken over Tennille's life.
Every yoke and burden is broken over Kelly's life. And yes. Confusion.
Amen. So I'm so excited to be back with you all once again. I hope y'all had a beautiful day yesterday. Today is a gorgeous day, and tomorrow will be even better. We are excited because God is in the midst of everything that we do, and we love you to life. So we are now signing off of f2gradio.net. You all join us back every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. And thank you to all our sponsors that continue on. We love you so much, and we appreciate all that you do for us. This is a station that's for the people, by the people, and we are excited to have our platform that we can utilize for conversations like this. So be in touch, be in tune, and go forward with your day. Y'all be blessed. Hey, Kelly.
Yeah.
I know we still on air. You know how when the Marvel movies go off and then they come back and say something else?
Yep, I'm ready to eat.
I felt that in my spirit. It's time to eat.
Bye. I promise. I was over here saying, what we about to eat?
See y'all soon.
Bye.